Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the One Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy Lockhart. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. How are you doing?
All good, yeah. It's another week, and a victory Thursday is always good for us. I really enjoyed this game, which I'm sure we'll get into. As we start, we always start. We're going to do a separate bit, so if you are not interested in the sponsors, just skip forward by 90 seconds, and you'll come back to us in a bit if you are watching, if you're listening, sorry, on Spotify or whatever your podcast capture is on. Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast, where they're sponsor for this season, second season now. We sponsored them. Go over and find them on YouTube if you're into non-league football or general football. If you want to have a talk about what's going on in the international scene, go over and find them. Dunstable Town FC, Talk of the Town podcast. Also sponsored by Oddballs, which is myoddballs.com. You can go over there. They've got loads of bits and pieces on at the moment for coming up to Christmas time. So they've got lots of offers on. If you want a picture of Scouse on your pants, you can get that. If you want our logo, by all means, you can go over and get some pants from there as well. They also do scarves, socks, bobble hats, you name it, they've got it. And obviously 50% of sales go to men's cancer charities, so go and give them a shout. Fusion Therapeutics, which is northwich-physio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatment with a focus on holistic care dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. The team offers specialist injection therapies, non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013, or you can book online and they'll be happy to advise you further on this affordable treatment solution. Also, I think with Fusion at the minute, they're doing some VIP bits and pieces, so it's well worth checking it out, their website, and having a look at what they can do for you. Also, if you want to, very interesting, mate, very interesting, but it's well worth having a look at. bleedingburgundy.com, go over to there if you're into the writing side of the Commanders, you want to read some articles, some guest writers on there at the minute, so go over and check them out. That's sponsors over with, mate. So news this week then, Scouse. Pepsi Rookie of the Week for Week 5 is Bill. Corey Krosky-Merritt obviously has won the Pepsi Rookie of the Week. He is the second commander out of 5 weeks to win it. Jalen Lane won it in week 3. Obviously, this is our award anyway, so, you know, it is what it is. The amount of times Jaden Daniels won it, I mean, it's ridiculous. Thoughts? Obviously, happy for him. It's probably about it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, very happy for him and well deserved. I think when you go through the game, I'm sure we will, but you know, I think he was running the way his normal style was. I think he was at the beginning. I think he was trying to do this differently, you know, different style completely. He wasn't doing a lot of jump cuts. He runs like for me, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's his technique. You can see he went back to his old school way of playing. Because like what I saw in college before, obviously he missed out on that year. It's like, you know, okay, I wouldn't say he was going to be next AP, but what it was like, yeah, that kind of style. Do you know what I mean? That running style. And then when he came to us, he didn't do that the same kind of stuff until last week. That was the first time we really saw it, where he could bounce out, where you think you've got him, like when Darwin James had him in the middle of the field. You know, and he bounced out to the outside and ran for like 30 yards down the outside.
Yeah.
Like that stuff that Peterson did, do you know what I mean, in his prime? So it's like, that's the kind of thing. So really, really, really nice, and hope he continues.
Same. I'm excited. I'm
excited
to see him keep going, because the sky's the limit, obviously, and we haven't had a back like this. I mean, I was trying to think about it the other day, thinking who was this dynamic, not necessarily in style, but, you know, in looking at a back like this, you think to yourself, who was the last one? I'd probably say Alfred Morris, do you know what I mean, was probably the last time we had a back that you knew he could take it to the house. Yes, he's a bigger body guy, I get that, and he's not as jerky or as quick, but I'm trying to think of AP, even when he was old, was awesome. You know what I mean? Let's be honest, he was awesome even when he was with us there. But you're right in what you're saying. It's the way that he can. John Kine put it as he can run through skinny, and I was like, yeah, you get skinny in the hole. I understand where he's coming from with that. Mm-hmm. It's the vision. He's got the vision to see where that hole is, and that
exactly.
That is incredible.
I keep going back to that play about Darwin James. Like, when John James gets older, you know you go down. You know what I mean? Like this guy, you know, you don't break his tackles that often. And then to see that he was there and he had his hands on him, he was grabbing him, and then all of a sudden he saw that he was going full speed. Then all of a sudden he kind of jumped cut but stopped, and saw this vision to the outside, to the right, that there was a gap, and he did it all in kind of like one movement. That's so difficult to do, like for a running back. You know, it's so difficult to see that. No man to see it, but to also hit it as well. You know, you can actually get yourself there. And you know, I was really impressed. I was really impressed with him. I told you all at the start, man. RB1 by, I did say week 10 actually, so I'll give myself a bit of room. But he's
I like what he did there.
He's RB1 week 6 now because he's going to be RB1 from now on, 100%.
Yeah, Rod and Ian, thank you both for being here with us in the chat. We appreciate you being on. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I think it's still going to be committee based, and I don't disagree with it.
The other guys, but I think you're going to see Jacory now being, you know, given that maybe 16 to maybe 20, you know, touches a game. I think that's what you're going to see Bill at about. And then if there's any extras, that's when you see McNichols and the other Rodriguez as well kicking in. But they won't get as many. I think that you utilize the hot hand, and the hot hand at the moment is Bill. So go with that.
Has to be. Well, we'll get into it then, mate. Review of the 27-17 win. 27-10 win against the LA Chargers. What went well? I thought the O-line was amazing in this game. It started out very well. I mean, Chris Paul. Yeah, we were like, Chris Paul. He's never. You think to yourself, he's always let us down. I think a lot of the guards now are on the outside looking in, and I'm not saying that when Cosme comes back fit, clearly Cosme's going to be the right guard starter. But I think, you know, a left guard there, I think Chris Paul's earned that spot by a mile. I mean, if you go back and you watch the Bill touchdowns, he just sprung them gaps. He was double teamed on the second one completely, and he just literally blocked his arse off to take 2 blocks and create that hole. As Rod says here, O-line have stepped up to create the seams. That's exactly what's happening at the moment. I mean, Wiley had the whip. You know, when you're not hearing your tackles for false starts, for anything, for holds, it's a good day. It's a good day, Scouse, isn't it?
Definitely. It's definitely a good day. I'd say the old line was solid. You know, it protected JD most of the time, you know, which is, again, that's the biggest problem. Me worrying about him every single time he takes any slight hit. I'm always terrified of him getting hurt. But again, they were solid. Chris Paul, again, you mentioned he pulled quite nicely. You know, he did some nice moves out to the right hand side, even against the left. Also, as well, he's lost a bit of chub as well. I think you can see that he's got a little bit lighter on his feet and he can move easier. I think that's been the biggest difference to what Chris Paul was last year compared to this year. And also, you know, he's been solid for the last couple of games, to be fair. He's played 2 games started, I think, since Coleman's been out, and he's been solid. Also, as well, what you got to understand with the run game as well is that John Bates came back this game.
Absolutely.
And he was massive. He was massive in those. You mentioned Paul was massive in some of those Jacory's touchdowns, but Bates was there as well, blocking on that side. So, because he would come across to the left, you know what I mean? So
what I really liked was JD blocking.
I was trying to block for Jacory. See, that was fast.
What the hell are you doing?
You just see the smile on his face. You're gonna see the smile on his face though as he's running down the line with Jacory. It's just like the guy just look like you see he just like really enjoys playing the game. Like he just enjoys playing and the competition that it brings. I think it was
Rod's here saying Bates and Sinnott.
Sinnott, yes, I've got to shout out Sinnott. Sinnott was solid in the block game, you know, because that's been his biggest downfall. Has been usually the blocking game. So it looks like he's getting better. It looks like he's getting well coached, which is good. Now I want to see him a bit more as a pass guy. See if he can actually catch a ball because I don't know yet. I don't know what he can do in the actual offense and in the pass game. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, I say there was a lot of bright sparks.
Absolutely,
in this game. Besides, obviously, if you rule out the first quarter and and a half
and a little
or
bit.
a third or whatever. Yeah, first 5 minutes of the second
To,
half. Yeah,
we'll get on to that. Luke, I've got to talk about the offense and keep going. Luke McCaffrey, these last two games has come on in leaps and bounds.
He's come on big. I mean, obviously his stats don't show it, but
I know
he's come out with something big when you really needed it. You know, I think that was one of the keys. Yeah, touchdown last week. Yeah, the week before was it last week, and then one just gone. He didn't get a touchdown, but that 50-yarder made that because we were struggling. Yeah. We were struggling offense before that was happening. Just before the half, we just started to get a little bit of momentum, and then it was getting shut down. Then all of a sudden, JD comes out with that 50-yarder, and then unbelievable catch from Luke. That was definitely a momentum shifter in the game. That's one of the main. I've got like 3 key plays in the game, and he's one of them for sure. So
yeah, I have too. Yeah, exactly that. Obviously, we'll talk about Jaden Daniels then. Obviously, first game back from the knee injury. He's wearing that brace. I initially thought he looked quite clunky, and it took a bit of time to get used to. Then when you see him sliding, you're like, okay, he's kind of getting used to this. You know, I'm screaming in WhatsApp chats going, I'm not happy with this. Do you know what I mean? What's happening? I don't really know. Me and you were going back and forth talking, and you were like, he does look a bit off. And then it suddenly found his rhythm. Took him a quarter or so to get used to it, and then he was away.
I think
I thought he was seamless. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I mean, we'll give you his stat line here. It's 15 to 26, 231 yards. 1 TD, no interceptions, and only 1 sack for 5 yards. Had a QBR of 71.8. So yeah, a decent day.
Yeah, it was a solid day, and the biggest thing there, no turnovers. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing when we talk about these games, especially away from home. I mean, do you know that the last time we beat the Chargers away was 1984?
No, I did not. That was the year I was born, mate. So there you go.
Yeah, that was the last time we beat the Chargers away at their ground. So. You know, it's a long overdue win, man. And
what you mean? You mean the San Diego Squatters? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the San Diego then, yeah.
No, I know, but I still can't see them as an LA team. That they're always going to be a San Diego team, and they're basically squatting at the Rams stadium. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, in their nice new stadium. Yeah.
Exactly. Keep the noise down. That was the Rams. It was one of them.
But again,
obviously, go on, mate. You go.
No, go on.
I was going to say, Bill, we've got to get into him, mate. What a game from, obviously, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. This is why he was Pepsi Rookie of the Week. 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 TDs, 7.9 on average, and his long run was 27 yards. I mean,
what was he in the passing game? Because I'm sure he got 150.
Yeah, he did. In the passing game, he was 39 yards, long of 28, 2 targets, 2 receptions.
Yeah, so a nice fantasy.
I mean, when was the absolutely big fantasy day? When was the last time that we had 100 yard back? I don't even. It would have been probably Robinson, but I can't remember the last time that you physically looked at the stat sheet and went, "Oh yeah, B-Rob's had a great game, and he's over 100 yards." I genuinely can't remember when the last time that was.
Yeah, it will be difficult because we've had a lot of problems, though, haven't we? Let's face over the years of running backs. I mean, not being able to get over 100 yards, just purely because O-line crap, or that we've actually had too many, backs by committee, stuff like that. So again, lack of actual giving in the attempts. So it's, but yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last 100-yard game, to be fair. Just purely from from actual running rather than like pass catching as well and total scrimmage. I'm talking actually running the ball. Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
The run game then. What were your thoughts on Bill? Obviously, we talked about it initially.
He was superb, and I think we mentioned a bit before. It was. You can see he's got elite vision. It's different. It isn't just, I can see a little bit of a gap and the O-line made a bit of a gap. No. I mean, there's certain things that he's doing that he's cutting. He's cutting nearly every time. He's doing this jump cut regularly. And, it's a bit like Barkley when he does it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit like how he kind of opens up the run lanes for him as well, for himself at times.
Do you think it's too early to draw? Yeah, there you go. You think he's going to be top draw. I do too. I think it's too early to kind of not crown him and be like, oh, yeah, this is great. It's a find, isn't it? in for a 7th round pick.
Oh.
I mean, if he had that year of eligibility,
he would have been a second. I think you mentioned it before. He would have been a second or third rounder. In a back heavy class, because this year was a lot of good backs that went out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he would have been about second or third rounder. So getting him in the 7th, I'd say obviously AP did his homework on him. You know, knowing that he had some talent, and thought, okay, let's keep an eye. And then obviously knowing full well that he wasn't going to be playing for the full season. You know, what's he been like? And everyone said he was the model professional, that he was still trying to learn his trade, that he was still trying to be, he was there practicing with them all the time. He just obviously couldn't play, so wasn't allowed to play. But, you know, they said he was ultra professional, and I think that AP liked that. And they thought, well, you know what, let's take a shot. He's still there at the 7th round. Let's take a shot at him, see what he's got. And it's going to be a masterstroke.
It is, and I think you're absolutely right with what you're saying there, because if you go back to it and you've got someone who's ineligible but can run the scout team for you and says, hey, I'm just going to come in and run scout team just to prove my worth, just to show you that I'm here, you know what I mean, model professional, as you said. That's the sort of guy you want in your building. You know what I mean? I mean, he received an award off Tom Brady at the end of the game as well, like his MVP type for the game, which he was really chuffed with. You could see he was really chuffed with that as well, which is good for him, good for Bill, man. But sticking with the run game, do you think now we kind of almost, because of injuries and because of the way we've been with Jayden having injuries and injuries to the wide receiving core, do you think we now kind of almost need to be a run first team with a play action off the back of it?
I mean, to be fair, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, and this is how it is at the moment. You know, we are ranked number 1 for average yards per game, 156 yards a game on the ground.
Yep.
So, you know, we're number 1 in the NFL. So keep doing what we're doing. We don't have to change the way we're playing on offense just yet. I mean, we're still putting up points. Even last week when we got beat, you know, we still put up what did we put up last week? 20 points. We still lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was 27. I can't remember, but
27, I think. Yeah.
I know we got 27 this week, didn't we? But I don't know what we got. But I mean, either way, that we were still driving down, and we're still running the ball effectively. So, so use it. So use the way it's meant to be. Yes, Jayden will obviously give us another dynamic when he does run. But again, for me, just you don't have to change too much in the offense just yet, man. You haven't got to change it.
Agreed. Yeah, Ian says here, don't forget JD's latest record: 1,000 yards rushing, 4,000 throwing, first in the NFL within 20 games.
His first ever 20. In the first 20 games of his career.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, Mahomes didn't do it. You know, Josh Allen didn't do it. Yeah, no one's done it. You know what I mean? Tom Brady didn't do it. You know, that's what I'm saying. So when you're breaking something, when you're breaking a record like that, you know, it's pretty impressive, man. Because see, you know, the NFL's been going 100 years. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy.
We understand it's gone more offensive minded the last 20 years, but still, you know, it's still an amazing feat.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, good point by Rod though. We're 28th in time possession.
Yeah.
So we got to do longer drives and keeping their offense off the field. I think that's important. You need a little bit more of that.
Let's touch on that then. So the first quarter and probably half of the second quarter, I was very worried, especially about this defense. You know, going 10-0 down, giving Justin Herbert a massive area to run into. You're like, hang on a minute, what have we learned? Nothing. Tackling's gone. I'm calling for Joe Witt's head, which I still don't think he's the answer. You know, I mean, yeah, granted, they changed things, and it was good to see adjustments within game and not wait until half time to go, right, we're now going to adjust. No, it was done, which is great. But I also think a lot of that, and you might correct me if I'm wrong, I know Bobby Wagner flipped out almost on the side of the field, and he was shouting and screaming at people, and Dan Quinn came and had a word with him, and I thought, okay, and I mean, I think it was Nikki Javala wrote, Bobby Wagner's kicked off, and it's like, well, why is he kicked off? He's probably kicked off because he's pissed off with the way that we're playing, and that the system wasn't working. And as soon as that kind of happened, a couple of minutes later, you're like, right, okay, we have adjusted, and you could see we'd adjusted well. And then obviously, as you said, the big plays happen. Quan Martin tackles the
Quentin
Johnson. Quentin Johnson forces the fumble.
That's
Lattimore
huge.
recovers the fumble. Massive.
We haven't gone through the three biggest plays of basically why we won the game. I think that there's three big plays. One was the McCaffrey one we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The other one was Quan Martin's fumble and picked up by Lattimore. Huge, because we were getting diced. We were getting diced all the way down. And they were looking like they were going to get another 7, and us being 17-0 down at that point, I think that would have been the end. What I mean?
Yeah.
I think it really would have been the end. The heads would have went down, half time, be 17-0 down, and that's just it. Game over. So that was huge, man. That really was huge.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I thought the defense was very poor, in that first quarter or so.
It was awful. We were getting diced. We didn't know what we were doing.
Thinking, what is going on here? But granted, they adjusted, and you've got to say, well, okay. Well, I mean, we'll give you the defensive stats now. We ended up with 5 sacks. Dorrance Armstrong, I thought, had a really good game again. 2 sacks. Von Miller got a sack and a half. Jacob Martin with half a sack as well. There's 4, and then Johnny Newton, pass deflection and a sack for the game.
And that led to the Samba Stroll interception. Yeah. So again, some big plays, man. Some big plays.
Big plays. Sam Still, got to have a chat about him. Obviously, I've bought his jersey, your favourite pick from last year as well. He was unbelievable last year. This year, it's almost like, I said this the other day, it's almost like he's gone back to being a rookie. Because he's playing in the slot now, and he's like, right, I'm in the slot. I'm not outside anymore. I've moved back into my natural position, but I'm now playing against NFL players. You know what I mean? In that position, and he's maybe not quite up to speed. I also think that this defense is trying too hard at times. I really do think that is the case, and we've heard ball is life. We've heard this fucking bullshit that Joe Witt wants to speak, and we're going to be massive on turnovers. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I just think people have got it in their heads, and the players are thinking, "I've got to make a big play." People like last season, like Bobby, Frankie Louvu was really good last season. He's just not. He's dropping off. He's dropping off tackles. He's not wrapping up. He's going in with that big hit, lowering the shoulder. The oos. I'm gonna get. Just fucking wrap up and tackle. Basics. We talked about it before, and he's doing it again in this game.
He was, and he got caught down the outside, didn't he? I think it wasn't who burnt him. Was it the running back?
McConkey.
Hampton. I think it was Hampton, actually. I think he threw it to the outside. And Oos, as you call him, was actually on the outside with him. And he just ran past him. Like, he had him wrapped, and then he just kind of like, he let go of him. Bit of a weird one. It's like...
Lav McConkey did the same thing as well. And you just think...
That's what I'm saying. I think the problem is, I think they are trying to hit stick type things, like Madden style.
Yeah, it's like Madden.
Trying to hit them like that, or always trying to knock the ball out. Now, as I say, there's times for that. You know what I mean? There's times for when you should be trying that. You shouldn't be trying that every single play, because, if you don't wrap up, then what's the point? Because if he burns you, he's got another 10, 15 yards. If you're the last person, there's a touchdown. So you can't. You've got to get that balance right of being aggressive when you're attacking the quarterback or when you're tackling, but also when you're trying to take or strip or try and become cause an interception or cause a fumble. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're trying to get that, and it's like you've got to pick it right. You can't just do it every single play, because say if you miss that tackle or you try and do the peanut punch and you miss the ball, or the guy's gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're not tackling running backs with one arm. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not getting them down with one arm. They're going to run through you. So, because you're one arm, you're trying to punch, and so if you miss that, he's running past you with the arm. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's game over, and you're probably going to get hurt as well as a defender trying to stick an arm out and trying to tackle somebody like that. You're just going to hurt yourself. So, I think you've got to be smarter.
Do you think we got bailed out for once by the referees in this game, especially with the roughing the punter?
No,
it was the right call. It was the right call.
That's my third biggest thing as well, because of momentum. You see, the momentum. We were on the ropes, man. We were struggling at that point. They got us backed up that far that Tressway was back of his own end zone. But yes, it was the right call. You cannot if you don't block the ball or get a touch on the ball, and you hit the punter's standing leg,
It's done. It's a
the
fact.
planted leg, it's an instant 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Okay, so that is the rule. All right, so people moan about it and all that, and then plus that took 7 off them as well because the punt return actually went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So double whammy for them, but it was the right call, and they're saying that's when we got the 3 points, wasn't it? Matt Gay was solid. I mean, the last 2 games he's been solid.
That's on my list.
He's been solid. He's been solid, Matt Gay. I mean, we've also been thinking about kicking him out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, his last 2 games he hasn't missed. So long may that continue, man. Long may that continue.
Mikey Samra still offside, causing 7 points.
Oh, that was crazy, that one, mate. That was the first time I ever wanted to throttle him. You know what I mean? I wanted to throttle him after that. I was like, what are you fucking doing, man?
Because that's 3. That's a straight up 3. Okay, you take it.
Yeah.
It's done.
Instead, it ends up being 7. Yeah, and those things obviously can cost you big time. Yeah. It didn't this time round, which is
especially when you're away from home with a quarterback like Justin Herbert. Now everyone goes on and on and on about Justin Herbert and goes, "Oh, what an amazing quarterback he is." He has a laser arm. That is absolutely true. But I still don't think he's all that. I don't think he's elite. Their O-line.
They had a lot of injuries, man.
I get it.
And the thing is, as well, is that with Herbert, he is one of those guys. He likes the deep ball. He likes to throw because he knows he's got a laser arm, like you mentioned. You know, he wants to throw it deep, so he wants to stand in the pocket. So if you've got a top O-line, that's healthy, which their first team would
do have a top O-line. Yeah. They really do.
You do when it's healthy. It's really excellent.
It was Slater and Joe Alt. That's
Sean Slater, Alt, and and then the guys in the middle as well. Yeah, it's a very, very solid offensive line, probably one of the best in the league. Yeah, if you're looking at players and talent wise, but obviously 3 or 4 of those guys were out in that game. Beckham was trying to play, but he was playing like on and off because he was struggling.
But he was injured the week before, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah. So. And Alt wouldn't play this week, and then obviously Slater's out for whatever it is. I think it might be the season for him.
Yeah, he's on IR.
So again, I understand what they were trying to do and what Herbert is. Herbert is a deep ball guy. You know, he wants to throw it deep. That's his first read. It's looking deep. So to do that, you've got to stand in the pocket. You've got to get that extra second. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get the extra second, he gets sacked. That's why he gets sacked a lot. Yeah, I mean, he just tried to use his feet a bit more recently. I'd say, look at what he did to us in the first quarter when he went for 40 yards in the first drive. It was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's this about? Because you weren't expecting him to run, you see, because you think, oh, he doesn't run that much. He can run though. He's pretty nippy, really. He just doesn't use it that often because he'd rather stay there and sit in the pocket and let his arm do the work. But when you've got an O-line that's absolutely decimated, you've got to run more, you know what I mean? And he did for the most part. And I say he didn't have a bad game, you know. He didn't have a bad game, Herbert. Yeah, he was good. He was good enough. Okay, you go, he scored 10 points. Yeah, but there was, as you said there, maybe we mentioned a few things. Sam Stroll pick, you know. I mean, who was it? Who was it who made the tackle? Because it was the running back was going in. I think it might have been Vidal. It was
McGee.
McGee like hanging on top of the guy and then pushed and got him to the ground with 1 yard to go, and then they got no points from that. Then they had 7 taken away because of the penalty on the punt return. See what I mean? So they definitely scored more points. The scoreboard didn't flattered us a little bit. The plays went our way, and the calls went our way, which I think they were the correct calls. They weren't no phantom ones like the fucking Eagles get. You know what I mean? But it was. I say it was a really good performance. After that, if you wipe off that first quarter in 5 minutes, that first 20 minutes of the game, then you could say, it was really good performance.
Do you think this is? I mean, we had this last year where we had that breakout game in week 3, against away at Cincinnati Bengals, big team, big offense,
big night, big Monday night game,
Monday night game. You're thinking, oh my god, it's going to be really tough. And we went out there and we put in a performance. We weren't expecting to win this game against the Chargers. Genuinely, I gave us literally no chance of winning this game. I was like, no, not after the performance against Atlanta. I was like, no chance of winning this. Do you think this is a momentum shifter like the Bengals game was for us last year?
I think so. I do. I think you've got to take it as that as well. It's a game that, as you say, we probably didn't expect to win. We kind of hoped would win. We thought we could win, but not a game we expected to win. And when you start off really poorly like we did, we thought, that's it, it's over, game over. We're not getting back into this. And then we changed it around, and we played like excellent football after that. I say that second half was just excellent. So this domination at that point, excellent. That's the kind of performance we need, but from the start, every week. If we do that more times than not, we'll win a lot of games.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And I do think that could be the momentum shift, as you mentioned, is to go, look, lads, look, we're still good enough here. What are we doing? And so, yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. And I say, I can't wait. Who have you got this week? Is it
the Bears?
The Bears. Okay, yeah.
Monday night.
I'm not scared of the Bears. We're going to it later, but I'm not scared of them. They haven't gone, well, fucking Caleb Williams, mate. He's not JD5, mate. It's just in the story. He's just not him. He's not him.
JD6, as the Giants are saying. Ian, what was that all about? I mean, apparently as you found out that Jackson Dart is now being called JD6.
He won one game, did he, against the Chargers, and that's it. Now he's like JD6. Come on, lad.
He had an okay game against New Orleans, but was really badly pressured.
Mate, he gave away 5 turnovers. That's not good, bro. Even though he did look good and put some points up against the worst team in the NFL, by the way.
That's very true, yeah.
Between the Saints and the Jets, you could argue either way who the worst team in the NFL is, but it's one of those two. And the Giants, well, what were they, 17-3 up at one point?
Yeah.
And fucking blew it. It's like, mate, come on. That's not JD6, mate. That's like JD Shite. I don't know what that is. JD Light, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna call him, JD Light, because
JD Light.
Because he's just nowhere near the same. He's nowhere near the level of our boy.
Injuries are coming back. Yeah, we're right, Rod. That's bang on.
I hope so. You mentioned.
I want to see Terry. I want to see Noah. I want to see Noah Brown. I want to see Terry. I want to see what's going on. We'll get into that. We've got an injury report here, but don't forget, everyone, like and subscribe. Do the usual things for YouTube. Go on.
No, and we do have an extra day as well, so that might help us with Noah Brown and
I hope so.
Terry as well. So
I hope so. I really do. So we'll get into the preview then of the Bears game. So the Bears are 2-2. They are currently 4th in the NFC North. They have wins against the Cowboys. They're coming off a 2-win streak. Cowboys 31-14 at home, and then they went to the Raiders and they won 25-24, and they squeaked it. They've just come off a bye as well, so they had a bye week last week. Their stats for the Bears: Caleb Williams has 927 yards. DeAndre Swift is their top running back with 187. Roma Dunze has 296 yards. Tremaine Edmonds is their top tackler at linebacker with 40, and then Kevin Byard has 3 interceptions on the seasons so far. Now, Monday night, it's the blackout game. It's wear black, so if you are going to the game, don't forget to wear black. Don't be that guy who sits there in burgundy. We tend to do that for some reason, where we all like, oh yeah, I'll just wear whatever. No, wear black. Do it,
maybe
man.
everyone's got a shirt, a black jersey.
I know. Okay, maybe that's what it is. You don't have to wear a black jersey. You just wear a black hoodie, wear a black t-shirt, whatever you can get. Wear black.
You're not repping, though, are you? You're not repping. I understand what you're trying to say and trying to get the black. I understand, but yeah, it won't happen. You'll still see some guys in red, in burgundy and gold.
Injuries for them then, off the injury report, Travis Homer, who is running back, he's on IR. He's been put on IR this week. That was yesterday. Austin Booker, defensive end, is also gone on to IR. And Colson Loveland, the tight end, first-round draft pick, is questionable for this game. For us, with Noah Brown, it's questionable, but Commanders coach Dan Quinn said on Wednesday that Brown, groin stroke knee, will participate fully in practice. Terry McLaurin is also questionable. He said he wouldn't practice on Wednesday. I haven't heard, obviously, about today being Thursday. But is it getting a bit much? Not necessarily with Terry, but with Noah Brown as well. I mean, I'm starting to lose patience with both of these now. I really am. You
Thing
know
is,
what I
if
mean?
you're
It's
injured,
like,
you're injured. You know what I mean? That's the problem. If they're
I
injured,
get
they're
it,
injured,
I get
you
it,
know?
but you
You
need
know?
to be, and you've said this before, and so have I. I just don't believe the spin on the injuries. That they're very,
Yeah, I
very
don't like it.
cagey with what they're
Very
saying. Just come out and say, yeah,
great.
sorry, Terry's got a fucking, he's got a hernia and he's going to be out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
What's
Exactly.
the problem with it? Do you know what I mean?
Just
I
say
don't
that.
understand. What? So
Wait.
are you trying to get an advantage by telling people, oh, you've got to watch film on Terry? Like
Yeah.
they don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
You know, they can
it's
go back
not-
to last season.
last season, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going
hard.
to change.
Who's
You've got
this?
the same
there-
quarterback.
there's-
You've got the
there-
same
there's-
system. You've got the
There
same
you go.
receiver. You know, you
There's
don't
number
need to do
17. We have to make sure that he's not there.
Yeah,
this is Noah Brown. By the way, he's a magnet for fucking pass interference penalties. So it's like
keep your hands off him. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
that's
It's
it.
just like,
That's it. It's not
you know,
difficult to watch
yeah.
the tape and see what they've done before. So I don't understand why they're so cagey on
and
the
with
injuries.
these guys being out, now, it's like, when you're going to see how we set up now. So if we look at the previous games we've just done this
Of course,
week,
they were
last
the
week,
last 2 weeks.
and just go, okay, yeah, well, no Terry did it. Okay, Devo was playing a bit like this. You know what I mean? Like, just so that's what they're going to do. It's obvious. I does piss me off because you say, I'd rather just be honest and say, look, man, Terry's got a hernia. He needs surgery. He needs to be out for 8 weeks. I'd rather than do that, put an IR for a short-term IR. I'd rather do something like that than go, oh, he's questionable. He might train this week. He might not. No, fuck off with this grey area shite. Just tell us straight.
They're hitting the markers. They're hitting the markers. They're hitting the markers.
Yeah. They're hitting every milestone. They're hitting every milestone to get ready, and then you realise that they're out on game day. Oh yeah, cheers guys. Yeah, cheers. I'd rather you just say, man, you don't expect these guys to be playing for the next few weeks.
Do questions need to be said about Noah Brown then? Because this would be, if he doesn't play, this would be the fifth straight week that he's not played. Sorry,
Really?
no.
Has he missed that many?
Hang on, how long is this? We went out in the Packers game, so what was that, week 2? So, no, 4 weeks. This would be 4 weeks now. So you could have potentially put him on short-term IR. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but...
Well, according to Rod here, more scares him for Monday night because he's been quiet this far.
Yeah, DJ Moore, I think he's talking about. Yeah. Not Chris Moore. Not Chris Moore, but he scares me.
Well, he scares me because he's awful. Yeah. Stay off my field, bro. Stay off the field. So when you're looking at, Brown was doing full training today. Terry was on the field today. Oh, well.
Okay.
Better than not, but that doesn't mean that Terry or even Noah might not have an adverse reaction to play him. So, as in, like, training, sorry.
Yeah, and it depends on where they are. Are they on the injured field or are they on the actual practice field? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because there's two different fields.
And the thing is, as well, it's hard as well because you're not going to practice fully at full power, full strength, full pads, everything when you're in season now. You're just not doing that. You're just not doing that. So, how's the intensity of that training session, for these two? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So...
Keys to victory for this game, then. What do we need to do to win, Scouse? What's it?
I think it's always going to be the same thing, isn't it? Stick to the same thing. Run the ball. Make sure that our offensive line protects JD. Make sure they still get some holes for Bill and the other guys. Preferably a little bit more time possession, so maybe a few longer drives rather than just having some deep balls. I mean, it's nice to see the deep pass and stuff like that. Well, sometimes that can come back to bite you at times. So it's nice to have that. What's we're looking for? That the time possession. It's nicer to have that if you can get it. But yeah, so and again, and then with them, it's kind of keep Caleb in the pocket. Caleb, the first thing he loves to do is to roll out. That's what he loves to do. He likes to throw it on the roll. He likes to throw it on the run. That's his game. If you let him do that with a bit of time, he'll dice you. So you've got to get there, either set the edge, contain, and make him stay in the pocket. That's the way to do it. Don't expect our guys on the edge to actually get loads of sacks this week. I think they're going to play a bit wider. I think they're going to play contain and let the guys in the center do the business. Let your Newtons, let Payne, who's been outstanding this season. These guys coming up and then say, go on them. Come on, Caleb, beat us from the pocket because you're a shorter quarterback, which he is. Try and beat us there. You're going to throw the ball? Fine. Throw it from the pocket. Don't let him get out. Don't let him break contain. You let him break contain, and so you give him time, he'll dice you. So just stop him doing that. It's simple. It says it's easy enough. It's simple, but just stay wider. Those two DNs have to stay wider. So you don't expect sacks from them. You got to expect the guys from the middle to do the sacks in this game.
Lil C. White, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. He says Debo didn't practice today's day because he's a rest day. Everyone's freaking out, so don't freak out, guys. I'm not freaking out normally. I know on Debo, a Thursday, I think Thursday becomes what is normally on a week Wednesday. Is the way it works, because Wednesdays would be vet rest days. So the likes of your Zach Ertz, your Bobby Wagners, your Debos,
the oldies
wouldn't get that time. They're always the oldies. Yeah. They're always going to be out as vet rest days.
Ron Miller will be the same.
Of course he will be. Of course
Wednesdays.
Kinlaw's the same.
But because it's Monday, as you say, this week, it will be Thursday.
Because it's Monday, that'll be Thursday. So I'm not expecting an injury report or anything until probably today. We'd have to hear something. I mean, I heard Joe Witt before, and to be honest, I wasn't really interested in listening to his ramblings. I'd rather listen to what DQ has to say. James, thank you for being here as well. We appreciate you. I'm with you, Scouts, on how we win this game. We have to keep the run, keep it going, feed Bill, feed the others as well while they're in there. Still have that catchy breath. He doesn't have to be there as a every down back. It's the first and second down. Give it to Bill, then get C-Rod in. Go out to Jeremy McNichols if you're going to go out into the flat. Use Debo a bit more in the run game too, which worked against the Chargers. That's the sort of thing I want to kind of see going on. And I've got to be honest here now, Scouts, as well. Me and you said this a lot, and it's not a dig at you in any way. You said you didn't want Debo as the wide receiver 1. You want him as your 2, which I completely understand when Terry's out there. Yeah. But he stepped up, man. There's nothing wrong with him. He's done everything that I thought he would do for us. I'd sign him now if it was me.
I mean, has he done a huge receiving game?
No.
You could argue the same thing with Terry. You could say you could argue the same thing, but for me, it's like, yes, has he stepped up? Yes. Okay. So and I expect Debo to do Debo things, and that's exactly what he has been doing. A little better in the receiving game than I thought he would be. Doesn't drop too many. When he gets both hands on the ball, he's got solid hands. Like, very rarely drops it. But yes, as I say, in a pinch where you got a couple of weeks, Debo can be your wide receiver 1. But try and put him up against Pat Surtain or something like that. No, these elite corners, it's a different ball game.
That's
then,
difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. And now the thing is that you kind of losing his kind of usefulness, because he is not just a receiver, as we know. He is a jack of all trades guy. You can use him on jet sweeps. You can use him on different things, make him as a running back half the time. So, yes, it's nice to have him doing what he's doing and keeping him healthy, which is the other thing. He was doing some kickoff returns, which I think he's still doing them half the time. I
still
don't like
think
that.
he's great. I think he's good.
I don't think he should do it, though.
I think Luke McCaffrey's better.
McCaffrey's done really well. I mean, McCaffrey's done really well. I think he's one of the highest yardage guys per play.
He is.
From kickoff returns.
What was his kick returns last year? Last week he got 90 yards on kick returns.
Yeah, which is great. And with Jay and Lane sold on punt returns, so we're good there at the moment. We're good on actual kickoff and
on kickoff and punts in the return game, we are the number 1 in the NFL.
Are we? We're that good? Okay,
yeah, we're that
excellent.
Good.
Keep that up, lads. Keep that up. And I think I'd say it's just a case of, we don't have a lot of depth at receiver, so you use your main wide receivers as kick returners. You're opening them up for more chance of injury. That's the problem you've got. So Debo, it's great. Debo doing what he does. Kick returns at times as well. Mate, you don't pay a $20 million guy per year to kill kick returns. You just don't do that. Do you know what I mean? So for me, he's got to stay. You've got to keep him away from that. Even if we've got to kind of find another dude who can kind of be the backup kick returner to Luke, because. Unfortunately, Luke, you're expendable. Do you know what I mean? Like, Luke's expendable compared to Debo. So you know. So I mean, and plus Luke's doing a good job. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying he's more expendable if I'm looking at it as a franchise, thinking who do I really need on the field right now in this big time play? Do I need Debo or do I need Luke McCaffrey? I need Debo on the field to see what I mean. So that's the thing. So that's why I don't like them. These guys multitasking it, especially someone like Debo, who is now our wide receiver 1 at this moment. Do you know what I mean? So I'm always kind of keeping away from it if I can. Unless you really need a big play, like if you're last kick of the game and you need just don't do it.
Need something,
I mean?
yeah. So Little C White again, he said this team is a very dangerous team and legit Super Bowl contender, especially if we can continue to dominate opponents in the run game, because this team has shown they are the best run in football. Absolutely agree with you. We said that before. We are number 1, aren't we, Scouts, in the run game at the moment? So it's well worth us doing. And James says, look what happened when Eckler was returning kicks last year.
Look what happened to him. Got his head knocked off, and then he was out concussed for like 6 weeks. Yeah, I mean, and that can happen any time to anybody. We know that, but you've got a high risk of it when you're running full speed forward and they're running full speed directly at you. And you've got a natural, 20-yard space there where they're actually going to get up to full speed. It's so easy to get your head knocked off. It's so to get concussed or injured. It's so easy. So for me, it's kind of protect the merchandise, man. You've got like 3 or 4 stars. Protect them. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. You need to protect JD from himself sometimes. Like he was sliding more rather than taking hits this week, which was good. I think Tom Brady mentioned it in pregame that he said he had a word with him. Said, "Look, man, you need to be there for your team, man. No point in fighting for those extra 3 yards. That's going to get you hurt, and then you're out the game for 2-3 weeks. What's the point in that? So just slide. You can always get those 3 yards next play, and it makes a lot of sense. And I think he listened to that because he did slide a lot more, protect himself a lot more, which is exactly what we need him to do. We need him to play smarter at times for himself, as in putting his body on the line. He's only 200 pounds, and that's even with him putting on weight this offseason with muscle. He's got more muscular legs, but he's still a very slim guy. You know what I mean? He's not built to take it. He's not a Herbert who can take the hits. He's not a Josh Allen. You know what I mean? He's not them guys.
If you changed him though, as in like you were like, oh, you need to be a pocket passer and you need to be 6'5".
No, don't make him. Don't take away. Don't 100% take it away.
Yeah.
Don't take it away completely, but you've got to kind of lean more on that. But you still got good. You got a good enough arm. You know what you're doing with it. You got enough on it. It's not a problem. But then use it when you really have to, rather than looking to run first, or like sometimes these design run plays for QB. Like I understand Cliff trying to be smart, but the thing is, you're putting your quarterback at risk every single time he calls that play. So for me, it's kind of protect the merchandise. JD's one of them. At this moment, Debo is one of them.
Yeah, agreed.
You've got to look after these dudes. You can't just give them, because that's what 49ers kept doing to Debo all the time. Oh, mate, you're playing great. We'll make you do everything. But then what happens to a game later? Does an ankle highlight? You know what I mean? And then he's playing hobble. Then he's hit his ribs and he can hardly run, and he's still trying to play through it because he's tough like that. But he plays most of his seasons banged up because they utilize him in so many ways. It's great that he's got that skill set, but it's not great for him. And deep down, it's not great for your team when these guys are playing at 60% because they've been banged up, because you keep overusing them. McCaffrey's the same thing over at the Niners now. He's getting heavy dosed over there, and he's going to be injured the next couple of weeks and he'll be out. It's just how it is. If you overload somebody, especially somebody who's not used to taking the hits, like these guys aren't built like Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry can throw it. You can give it to him.
He's getting his name changed now, Derek Dickens, because he's
never been good with passing, has he? He's never been really good.
No, I mean he's dropping balls all the time. He's fumbling.
Yeah. I don't know how this happened to him. It must be a thing in his head.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
But with this guy, until this season, I don't think he fumbled for 500 snaps or something stupid.
Yes.
And this guy. Is built to take to take the hits. We haven't got guys who are built to take the hits like that. So you got to play it smarter. You got to scheme it smarter. You can't just always go, oh yeah, go on JD, do your own thing. You just go and do your own thing. Play like you're playing in the backyard. No, because you're going to get your head knocked off, or you're going to get your ribs broke like last season, or you're going to get yourself a knee sprain like this season. So this is why you've got to be smarter with it.
Lil C. White, Bill says Bill was the steal of the draft. I believe he's the future present running back for his franchise.
Man.
We completely agree with you. Obviously, we talked about it before. So just before you joined, if you go back to the first probably 15 minutes of the show, you hear us wax lyrical about Bill on there. Completely looking at the points differential here, but with the Bears scouts, that's what I was doing my maths in case you were like, "What's he doing?" If you were watching, I was just trying to.
It's just you doing your weird faces. That's just the normal stuff.
It's normal, mate. Yeah. So the Bears have scored 117 points over 4 games and 101 against. Obviously, we are 134 points and 85 points against. So, bearing in mind, though, in 2 of them games we're with our backup quarterback as well, and we haven't had our wide receivers, as we talked about. We've got injuries. Everybody's got injuries. I get that, but they've got Caleb Williams. We haven't had Jaden Daniels for a couple of games there. Is it a case of looking at this averagely, we're scoring on average 24 points a game, which is great, which is absolutely great, and we are on the road to score it, to bringing that up a bit more. So it's got to be about the running game, hasn't it, to win this? It's got to be stick to the run, stick to what we're doing, as you said, protect JD. And then I want to see Zach Ertz this game. He's gone missing a bit the last 2 games, didn't he? He got 1 target last week for no catches, wasn't on the stat sheet whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's a worry. I
think I read somewhere about Ertz. That was the first catchless game he's had since 2014.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's mad, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it just.
Yeah.
But I need to see Zach Ertz here, because obviously last year he was JD's security blanket, if you want to call it that, for what it is. He's very good in the red zone. Very, very good in the red zone for us last year. We don't obviously know what's happening with Noah Brown or with Terry from the injury front. So we're going to have to rely on him, man. We're going to have to rely on him a little bit more. He needs to have a big game for me. Who needs to have a big game for you in this Bears game? Putting it on you now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, everyone needs to step up. Yeah, because you're only as good as your weakest link. If everyone's playing great, then all of a sudden one guy's having a nightmare, then you're going to lose anyway, because that nightmare guy's going to cost you. So it's who needs to be kind of like, well, not special, but has to have an excellent game. I'm going to say whoever's up against Sweat. I think that's going to be the way it's going to go. Whoever's way he's going to play. So it might be Connolly. I think Sweat likes to play on the left side a lot, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm, he does. Yeah, he's 72 snaps at right. The rest of them all been at left.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be on Connolly, and if Wiley plays, it's going to be on Wiley as well to really produce.
I don't think Cosme's going to be anywhere near close to this.
I think. Well, to be fair, if he's not this week, it has to be the week after, because he's already activated his 3-week thing, isn't it? So he'd have to be back next week at the very latest.
But you can create the spot. And we already have one. We already have a spare roster spot as it stands. Mm-hmm. So we. He
doesn't really have to start him. It just means he's
that's
what
I mean. He can just be inactive, can't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm all for that. I'm all for that to see Cosme back. But again, don't forget, he's not going to be hitting the ground running. He's not going to be like, oh wow, this is the all pro guy that we're expecting.
It's going to take 2-3 weeks to get back into football shape, isn't it?
Easy, if even more. And they might even put it on a limited snap count when they first starting off. Who knows? So, you have to see, man.
James says JD5 plays like that, we win.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say don't forget though, JD wasn't great at the start in that game. I don't want us to be playing up against the 8 ball again. I don't want that happening. I think they will punish us more than the Chargers did. If we allow that to happen, like 10-0, 17-0, something like that, that's just it's not the way to win, man. But yeah, second half, JD, yeah, sure. We have a bit of that. I'm happy with that.
The biggest thing Dan was optimistic about Terry giving it a go last week, but the question is, Terry plays, do you expect him to be on the snap count? Yeah, I would. Yeah. I would expect him to be on the snap count. And
at the time, it won't. The scheme won't even be for him for the ball. So he'll be going through like. Yeah, he'll do his course or he'll do his route, but he won't be like kind of looking for him. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I think
He
you
might
keep
be,
them
he might
honest.
be
I
the
think,
third. He might be the third read rather
yeah,
than
exactly, yeah. Or you're going to find maybe at early doors you might see maybe try and take a deep shot with him just early, just to see, just to keep the cornerback honest. That they are going to still going to try and go to Terry, and then even if they don't after that, it's just kind of a little bit of chess in that respect. But yeah, I think I just I just don't think you can play the full game, man. If he's got a hernia, man, he's just going to be an absolute killer. Like he'll be able to run straight lines, so goal routes he'll be fine. It's when he tries to cut or tries to make any directional movement that's what's going to kill him. So, so we'll have to see.
Well, they're still saying quadricep. Yeah, come on now.
It's fucking blagging us, man. Absolutely. I mean, this is the problem, man. This is the problem. Like, if it is literally a quad, well, then you should be back after 2 weeks. You should be back anyway. If it's just a mile pull, worst case should be 4 weeks, but he shouldn't be anywhere near training.
And this is the thing: your expert knowledge of what you do for a living in sports injuries and science and musculoskeletal doctoring, there's no bullshit there. This is your job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, must not blag is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is it. This is what I do for a job. So, seeing this is why it pisses me off. I don't get the real information, so it can't be more accurate to you. Do you know what I mean? To people who listen, because I'm guessing what they're saying and what they think it is, and rather than just saying, "Look, man, yeah, it is a Jaden's PCL sprain, or it is a hernia," or just tell us what the fuck it is. Then I can guide you better about kind of realistically how long it takes to get back to these, either back to normal or even just back into just being on the field. So
exactly.
Give you give you better time frames then.
We'll get into our fan questions then. So we've only got a couple of fan questions. James said there that Cosme said he'll play against the Cowboys, so that's a good shout. Thanks for that, James. Tim Towner's got a couple of questions for us. He said, let's have a little discussion about Philly. He said, what is up with them? I have Barkley on my fantasy team, as do I. And
unlucky, bro.
And he's disappeared with no 100-yard games. He's had over 400 rush carries last year. The passing game is currently 36th. The rush game is 29th, and they almost lost to Dallas, KC, and Tampa Bay. Should have lost to LA Rams, and did lose to Denver. But it says 32nd. Sorry, not 30. How can you have 36?
We'll say 36.
Not 36 teams.
That's pretty bad if you could do that.
No, yeah. He said the wide receiver one is a headache. Passing game and the quarterback are struggling, and the D line has regressed. I know I'm a hater, but they're not the number one team to me. What says you both?
Well, I agree with what he said. At the moment, the Eagles are not playing anywhere near the level they were playing last season. Yeah, they've been finding wins. They've been finding wins by special teams, man. That's what's been saving their ass. Mm-hmm. That block, was it a block field goal, a block field goal for like that in 2 games? Which got them the wins against the other teams, and it's just kind of like, you were nicking games now. Normally, that's a sign of a good team if you play poorly and you can still win. Because no games is really easy in the NFL. Really, no. If you're playing like 50%, it's very rare that you win. But the Eagles they've got away with it a few times,
and I think they are still a good side. I don't deny that.
I mean, talent-wise, it's there,
and they're a playoff team, definitely.
But it's this, mate.
Number one seed? No.
Well, no, I don't think they are. I mean, they're 4-1 at the moment, so they're still probably ranked near enough first. I mean, is anybody unbeaten still?
No, they're not.
So nobody unbeaten is there?
The last unbeaten team in the NFL was the Bills, wasn't it? And they got
and they lost.
The Patriots.
Yeah, exactly, which is an unexpected win for the Pats. So, So what's going wrong at Philly? It's got to be the egos. When you get a superstar team together, they all want the ball, but there's only one ball.
Yeah.
DeMonta Smith's not happy with how many targets he's getting. AJ Brown the same. Barkley's not happy because of the amount of times. I think last week he got 30 yards total. That's awful. And it's because they went away from the run game because they were trying to prove that they could win by passing. But let's face it, we all know Jalen Hurts is a bang average quarterback.
You've said that.
I've said it for a long time, man. Yeah. Like he's not good, especially if you make him throw the ball. The tush push, when that's banned, if you see Philly fall right down me when that tush push is gone, That's how Denver beat them. They stopped them getting to 3rd and 1. It was 3rd and 4. It was 4th and 4. You can't do the touch push at 1 yard. It was 4 yards, sorry. So that you eliminated the touch push because of that thing. So that's how you beat the Eagles. That's how you beat them. You keep them away from fucking touch push style. I mean, how many touchdowns have been scored by Jalen Hurts because of the touch push this season alone? Like
year.
4?
12
last year. I think it's 4 or 5 already this year.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. But I say it literally is the attitudes, and they're not on the same page. Like last year, they kind of covered over the cracks because A.J. Brown was unhappy last season as well, wasn't he? Because he wasn't getting the ball and those type things. And then he kind of smoothed it over a little bit and he got a bit more ball and he was happier again, blah, blah, blah. But the same problems have come back. And now Devonta Smith's unhappy as well because he's not getting no ball either because Goldbert's getting a lot of it. Because why is that? Because it's an easier pass because Jalen Hurts is a shit passer. You know, it makes sense. It makes sense, though, doesn't it?
It does.
It makes sense. And then you normally lean on the running backs. Man, they're not been doing that now because they're trying to prove a point. Like last week, they tried to prove a point that they could win by just throwing the ball. That's why Barkley was a non-factor. But the problem is they need to run the ball.
Defense has got worse because they've had people go. They've had to pay. To pay people
Chauncey
as well.
Gardner, even though he's a nightmare, ego, attitude, whatever you want to call him. He's a great player, though. I mean,
Quinyon Mitchell is still a great player, but he had an awful game last week. He
got toasted. Let's face it, most corners get toasted.
Toasted as well, and it's like, hang on a minute, what are they actually trying to do here? They got rid of obviously Milton Williams. Went for big money. Yeah, he went. Fair enough. He's gone to the Patriots. Sweat went to the Patriots as well, and went to Cardinals, didn't he? Sorry. And you think, was it? Or was it? I think he was. It was either that or the Falcons. I can't remember which one it was, but he went to one of them, and I think they've regressed slightly on the defense.
A little bit. And now that they're relying on people like, even though I like Nakobe Dean, I like them coming out of college. I wanted him. For us, but then realizing that he is quite undersized to play linebacker in the NFL. However, now they're relying on him. He's coming back this week, supposedly. So he's meant to be a big upgrade from what whoever's been playing there. I mean, Zach Bourne's not been the same guy as last season.
Since you paid him, yeah.
Since you paid him, yeah, exactly. And don't forget as well, when you do get paid these big monies, these other teams know. You know what I mean? They go, let's keep the ball away from that dude. Let's keep the ball away from that dude. So if Bourne's like they're all singing, all dancing, tackling, well, we're not going to run up the middle anymore. We're going to start going wide, or we're going to go deeper. Just totally take off, take out Bourne's play completely, and that's exactly what teams do. You know, they find the weaknesses. They don't play to the team's strengths. You know, so and that's why it's one of those things for me. It's they've got a very good team. They're still solid. Yeah, they've got a few injuries. But like everybody does, though.
Everybody's got injuries.
Everyone's got injuries. But it's not as good as it used to be, tell you that. And the egos, I think that's the biggest problems.
Lil C. White's got a question for us. He says, do you expect us to be buyers at the trade deadline, especially when you're in win now mode and have high expectations of reaching the Super Bowl this year? I think it's going to be very difficult to be buyers. I think you could get away with pick swaps, that sort of thing. But I would like to see us try and do something. But it's going to be very hard to do because of the compensation that we don't have already going into the 2026 draft. We don't have a lot of picks already. I mean, because we traded for Tunsil, it's tough.
I mean, what would you do? If
Hendrickson,
you really are,
I'd still get Hendrickson. I want to go and get an edge rusher.
If you are really kind of play devil's advocate a little bit, if you really want to go down the route of actually going all in, like the Jerry's all in, yeah. If we go for the all in and really go for the nuclear option.
Speaking of Jerry,
yes. Cheers, Jerry. Stay in power as long as you can, mate. Stay in power because you're shit. But yeah, for me, yes, we don't have many picks this year coming up. However, would you use all of them and have no draft to get players at as Little C White mentions for the trade deadline and actually just use all the picks to get 2 or 3 guys that could really make the difference?
No, not having all draft.
Why not, though?
Because
that's
got
Peters' thing. Because he likes looking at
not
players.
because it's Peter's thing. I think it's the talent wise. It depends. It depends who is out there and who you can physically get. I don't think there's many teams that are going to be sellers. If you can get, I think you can get Hendrickson for a second rounder. I really do.
I think so.
Because they've still got to pay him.
Yeah.
And would I give a second rounder up for him? I'd give a second and a fourth. You know what I mean? No problem whatsoever. The fourth that you got back for Brian Robinson,
you use for that. You use for him.
You use for that,
yeah.
and you give your second round pick away. You still got your first round pick. That's fine because then you can double up and you know what you're going to need. So if there's an outstanding linebacker out there in the draft and you're like, holy shit, this guy's a top 10 linebacker and he's fell, and you're thinking, well, Bobby's getting old, doesn't want to necessarily play again, he might retire. You put him in, or it might be another edge, and you go, right, well, I need another edge. Or
for me, you're always looking. You're always
Receiver.
looking for the exactly. You're always looking for the premium positions.
Of course
That's what you're always looking for. Because a middle linebacker, okay, you're not getting a Bobby, but I mean,
no, you're not.
You can get yourself a solid guy in any draft, or even sometimes you get lucky. I mean, look at Bourne. He was nobody. He wasn't really drafted highly, and those things can happen. But however, what about going after an AJ Brown or DeMonta Smith? Because I'll be looking. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an instant upgrade and a big upgrade at receiver. Imagine having that. If we can somehow get a fit Terry at some point, and then we get ourselves a really high level two. Like a Devonta Smith, and then because both of them are happy,
and he's still got Debo,
and then he got Luke, and then see how instantly he just gets so much better with one extra guy.
Yeah.
Maybe throw out there, maybe even try and tempt him with. I mean, okay, first might be a little bit high, but try to do something like that.
I completely understand you that Dorrance Armstrong has the same sack numbers as he did last season.
Yeah, which is a massive upgrade. Five sacks he's had so far.
Unbelievable, and I think he's having a great season. And I don't disagree with what you're
saying. But can he keep it up for 20 games?
Exactly. And do we need another edge rusher? Yes, we do. Every single person, every single fan, every single people out there in all of our Twitter spaces, everywhere we go, not just social media, every Washington fan said they needed an edge going into the draft. We didn't get one.
Yeah. Well, we got Von. You mentioned Von, but
you got Von Miller. I get that, but and he can still. He's still trying to turn. He's situational. He's a third down pass rusher. But he's turning the clock. He's turning the clock back, and he had a great game last week. He had a good.
He seems to be mopping up other people's chances. I've noticed that. McGee missed his sack because he should have sacked the quarterback, and he went right past the quarterback. And then Von. I think that was when Von and Tay Martin got the half sack each.
They did. But do you know what I thought is what I think's happened here, and what I do think is a really good thing, is because you bring in that experience. We saw it last year with Bobby and Luvu. Look at the way they played together; they were brilliant. You know what I mean? And people like McGee can learn off Bobby. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, you can learn off someone who is a sponge, someone who's an instant Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. Von Miller's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Who went to his academy camp last year, to the Edge camp? Dorrance Armstrong, right? Who's he playing with? Dorrance Armstrong. Is it any coincidence that suddenly Dorrance Armstrong's on this fucking amazing run of form? Yeah. Because who is he training with all the time? What's the sort of things that Von Miller's putting in his ear? Listen, young buck, you're quicker than me. I'm older than you, but I've got the experience. When you see this sign, this is what you need to do. This is the swim move that you need to play. That sort of thing is going to happen. No doubt about it. That's happening.
Dude, 100%.
You know what I mean? You're like a sponge, aren't you? You live off each other.
But it's nice to have extras, and especially let's say if you lost Dollins to injury or something, which no one will look at probably happen because we're that unlucky. Is that where we're going to have there? We've got Baptistas on IR, so we don't have any depth. That's the other thing. So if you go and get yourself a Hendrickson, a huge, like a big, normally an 18 sack a season guy, that's different. That's levels. You know what I mean? Imagine incorporating them and then having Von Miller just purely as a third down rusher. Ooh, it just makes it so much better to win now than what it does with anything else, and we can afford
Andrew
him.
Jacob Martins are solid. You know what I mean? The Javonte John Baptiste. Yeah, I know he's on IR, but it's like this. The solid moves.
It
Preston
was nice
Smith.
to see. It was nice to see McGee, and do you know what I'm really been impressed with? We not mentioned at all for this game. Jamie Reeves. Man, this guy has been absolute. The last 2 games, he's been awesome at safety as a starter. I'm not missing Will Harris at all. I'm telling you. Tell you what, I don't know why Revo. It must have been the training or something, or the coaching from the DB's coach, because let's face it, he's been with us for like 6-7 years, and he's never been really good enough to play from the start. I know he got in through injury, but I mean, he's not really good enough to play from the start and then play every snap. I think he played every snap this week. He's never done that in his career, I don't think, and he held his own. I mean, that's all you can ask from a guy who's meant to be your backup safety, and plus he's still playing special teams, which is crazy.
Evening, Yam. Awesome. Thanks for being with us, mate. Rod says, I don't think it'll be an edge, it'll be wide receiver. I think you're probably right. It could be both. But if
we don't win now, we got to do it.
Yeah, the problem you have now is someone like Trey Hendrickson, who the Bengals haven't signed on. They just gave him extra money and changed his contract for this season to say
like what we did with
more guaranteed money. Yeah, of course it was. They did exactly that to try and keep him there. He is still going to be in the same situation he's going to be next year with the Bengals. Do you want that situation? Or do you say you could probably get him now for the cheapest you're ever going to get him for? Now, I'm not saying first round picks. I honestly think it'll be a mixture of picks. It could be a second and a fourth. It could be a second and a third.
Yeah, obviously they're going to want it first. That's obvious.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
And think about it, though. I mean, if we are saying we are genuine Super Bowl contender, that we are going to be, like, hopefully in the Final Four again, we're going to be picking 30th, 31st.
Yeah, it's a second round.
Or even 32nd. So it's basically a second round anyway. So I wouldn't be upset if I actually give up my first for someone like Hendrickson, because Hendrickson is a beast. He is a beast. He will make a massive upgrade.
I think,
but that's what you need. If you're going to use your first and second rounders, there's got to be massive upgrades at a position that's normally the elite positions. So it's got to be a receiver. It's got to be, it's got to be your tackle, or it's got to be one of the, or an edge rusher. It's got to be one of these guys, superstars or superstar corner or something like that. That's what it's got to be. It can't be just some random dudes. If you're gonna go all in, but get some ready-made, hit the ground running top level guys. That's what we want. That's what we got to go and get.
So Little C White again said, would you guys be willing to trade Capel for 27 or 28 for Trey or some guys?
Trey.
No.
Trey Amos is on about there.
Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, Hendrickson. Because I'm not way I'm giving Trey Amos.
No is the answer to that. Not that's too far. 27 and 28. I think you're mortgaging the future then.
I don't mind us going all in this year and using all our picks now. This year's coming. I mean, I actually really wouldn't be bothered if they went, you know what, we're going to use all our picks and we don't even have anyone in any round for draft for this year. I wouldn't mind that. But the year after, we need loads of picks because
it's in DC.
It's in DC.
Yeah.
It's in DC, and we have to be seeing a lot on the telly at that point.
Yeah.
So we're never going to use 2027's draft stock. We're never going to do that. We might trade some of our guys for some of that stock, but I can never see us using any of our stock before the draft. So, but yeah, I mean, but I wouldn't mind if we just used all our capital this year because we haven't got a lot. I mean, you think about it, we've got, what is it, a first? We haven't got a second, have we?
No.
Or is it? Oh, we've got first and second. We've got no
first
thirds.
and second, no third. That's right.
No third. You've got a fourth from Robinson. Two sixes, is it? 2 6s.
Yeah, I'll have a look, mate.
And 1 7. I mean, it's not a lot. I think you got maybe 5 picks. Like, it's not a lot. So I'll be using the ball, me. If there's a guy there available, and we can afford him, as in contract wise, and we did make some extra money by restructuring Tunsil a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully we can get somebody in.
Well, there's something there, isn't there? I mean, at the moment, looking at this, we have, according to the charts as to where we are, we have, round 1, we have a third, a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh. It must have been a fifth for A fifth for Robinson, not a fourth. I don't know where I got fourth from, so apologies for that. James says, do you think we should try and trade away Coleman because of Paul's performance? No, I think we need
And the answer is no for that. Yeah, you need depth. And the thing is that this guy's going to be probably your next left tackle after Tunsil. Being honest, he's going to be in that rotation. I genuinely believe that.
I think he might be a right tackle because
I like him at left. I thought he was solid last year. I thought he was decent.
Yeah, I did too. What do you think about Connolly though? Would he go back to his natural position of left
tackle?
He
looked good. Last couple of games, he's looked a lot better. It looks like he's obviously, think about it. He's gone up against like murderers row of pass rushers in the start of his NFL career.
Max
Crosby. Who else did he have? It was before that.
It was Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Micah Parsons, and then the week before that it was the Giants who've got really good pass rushers like Brian Burns,
Kayvon Thibodeau, all them sort of people.
All these dudes. Who's the other guy? Carter.
Abdul Carter.
These guys. I'm saying he went up against the best of the best. You know what I mean? And okay, he struggled. Yeah, he struggled. To be expected. Let's face it. As you say, he's learning another side of the field. That's one thing. Then it's taking on the best of the best. So when he's not taking the best of the best, he's actually looked all right, hasn't he? Last two games, he hasn't been up against the best. He's been against decent pass rushers, but not elite. And he's held his own. So for me, I'm not worried about Connolly. I mean, if that's where they want to see him, if they want to eventually swap Connolly over to the left, personally, for me, I'd rather keep him at right. Now he's learning the trade there, and he's doing okay. I'm happy to keep him there. But I'd rather keep Coleman as well because, as I said, you need depth. I want Alashiti out of my squad now. I want him gone. I want him gone. And I want fucking Wiley out as well. Even though Wiley's been all right. And even though Wiley's been okay last couple of games at guard, I still want him out of my team. So, yeah. So
for all you new subscribers or those who are new to the show, Scouse has nicknames for pretty much every offensive lineman every year. So Turnstile, Wiley.
For the ones that don't like, yeah. For the ones that don't like, that is me, yeah.
And now
the ones that do
Nick,
like, I don't have anything for them.
Nick Alashiti.
Yeah, Alashiti, yeah. And then you got Turnstile, Wiley.
Turnstile, Wiley, yeah.
Yeah. So there's always a couple of guys that I have make up names for guys who've been shit. St. Ghost was the other one as well. So
St. Ghost.
St. Ghost, yeah.
So exactly. Never there.
But he ghosted everyone, yeah.
The other thing as well, that was one thing I did pick up on the game, is St. Juice against McCaffrey, where he had absolutely no influence on the play whatsoever, and he still did that stupid...
Oh, that fucking lockdown bollocks thing, and that fucking this thing he
does. You've had absolutely nothing to do with that play whatsoever.
You see the one where Debo killed him. You see the one where Debo killed him on St. Juice, and then you just see JD Fire's face just like, so that grin to his face, like, yeah, I've just toasted you there, Ghost. You know what I mean? Brilliant.
I loved it. Final question we've got tonight, mate, is again from Tim. He's on the NFC East theme, so I don't know what he's doing here. He said, how long until Brian Daboll gets fired? Does Joe Shane have the balls to fire him? Good point. After providing him with shit players over the last 4 years, will Shane also get fired at the same time? Will the fact that John Mara has just been diagnosed with cancer speed this up eventually? I don't think the cancer diagnosis has got anything to do with it, and whether you like it or not, still human. So wish you luck with your battle against cancer.
100%, man. I mean, hopefully he gets a speedy recovery.
You saw it on the Hard Knocks last year when he was like, the only thing that would make me not sleep at night is if Saquon goes to Philly. Saquon goes to Philly. His son even told him Jaden Daniels is who you need to pick. He doesn't pick Jaden Daniels.
He can't.
I know that. He could have done.
Unless they went to number one, which then the Bears would never give it at number one.
No, so we weren't giving up two.
We would never give up number two because we knew that we were going to get JD, so there was no chance.
I know.
But yeah,
on Daboll,
jokes, mate. Daboll, I mean, he should already be fired. To be fair,
Daboll's awful. They both should have gone in the off season.
Yeah, I believe that.
Should have gone.
I believe that, and I think you should have let that, because Giants were 3, weren't they? When they third in the draft this year, so they really should have sacked it or fired those two guys off.
I don't think they were third. Did they not pick who?
Were they third?
Pick? Oh yeah, they might have been Abdul Carter. Yes.
Yeah,
they're two first round picks, didn't they?
Yeah, they only came back in, didn't he, for Dart at the end?
For Dart, that's right. Yeah, came back in for Dart.
So like 25 or 26.
You think we'd have known? You think we'd have known we were there?
I know, yeah, man, we were there. But to be fair, do you really care about Giants? No, I don't really care about us. So, but yeah, I mean, So for me, them two should have got fired off, and then you got a brand new head coach with a brand. They should have done what we should have done, the full reset.
Full
You know,
reset.
because Dayball was going to cut it. We know Shane's awful, and then you go, well, okay, if you get brand new, get them both at the same time means that they're both on the same page because they both hired. Well, the GM hired the head coach, and then obviously then you can go into the off season looking at your quarterback at 3. Because at the end of the day, that's what they should have been looking for. Was a quarterback at 3, but obviously, you know, they ended up going for.
You
Oh, were they
can't-
4? Were they 4?
No, I think there were 3. Abdul Carter.
Because obviously Drake May was there at 3, wasn't he? Did he go? He went to New England. Was they 3?
Oh no! What,
about-
in our draft or in the last year's
The
draft?
one just got. Yeah.
Drake May was in JD's draft,
one.
mate.
Oh, Drake was JD's draft, wasn't he? Yeah, sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
come
Yeah,
on. So I'm trying to think of who went where. So Travis Hunter went to the Jags. That was the trade for with the Bears.
Oh, that's
number
why
1
then. There was no
overall.
bloody decent quarterback there, was there?
No, Jack, and then
Cam Ward went
that
at
was
1.
that was at 2. Cam Ward went at 1 to the Titans.
And he's not even that good. But he's the best
And then it was-
quarterback in the draft.
Then it was Abdul Carter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or
And then
or
Dart
were
was
the,
further
or were
on.
the or were the Giants 4th because
They might have been.
yeah,
Third
it
or
might
fourth,
have been
either
3rd
way,
or
either way.
4th, something like that. Or 5th.
Either way.
I can't remember.
Yeah, so
who it was.
they probably did the right thing to a certain extent, not getting the quarterback, because those quarterbacks aren't good, weren't good enough. Let's face it. Cam Ward, yeah, he went number 1, but in another draft, the year before his draft, he would have been like 10th quarterback off the board. No, I mean, because how good previous years was, you know, Bo
Here's
Nix.
all us
and-
sitting there
and
going,
Bo
where's
Nix went at
Shador,
12.
where's Shador Sanders? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5th rounder, mate. Yeah. So, but yeah, so
Yeah, Giants were
so
third.
from the
mate.
Giants, they were third.
was-
Okay.
Yeah, then it was Patriots 4th. Browns went back to 5th from the trade with Jacksonville. Then it was the Raiders, the Jets, the Panthers.
Yeah. See, again, I don't understand why Jags went for thingy at 2. I just don't Hunter.
Charles
They could have
Hunter.
got him at 5. They could have got him at 5. I really do think he would. I think he would have been there at 5. I really do, but I don't think Giants would have bought him because he had neighbours. So I don't think Giants would have went for him. Carter still probably would have went to Giants. I mean, potentially you could have seen New England.
Browns?
Maybe Browns. No, they Jerry Jeudy and you know and Joku and all that. Solid-ish receivers. I mean, potentially Cleveland could have, but
Depends where you see him. Is he a corner or is he a wide receiver?
yeah, I mean, I'd see him as a receiver.
I do now. Yeah, especially after they made the move today for.
Yeah.
They traded again, didn't they? They got Newsom in, and they got rid of Campbell.
Yeah.
Strange.
I like
Anyway.
Newsom.
Anyway,
he's willing to go
that's
up against the best. You know what I mean?
So when does Daboll get fired? Was the question.
I say he should have been fired already. Shane should have been fired already. But now they're still here. They're probably. I'm going to say, when's their bye week? Because I reckon it'll be then. If they're going to do it in season, it'll be that week leading up to the bye.
Oh, and we've got Hard Knocks in season coming up soon.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, wouldn't it? So Giants schedule bye week.
Giants bye week. When is it? Oh, it'll be interesting. Week 14. Jeez.
So yeah. So I mean, I reckon they might stay until then. I do. I just don't think there's any point in now that they're there. The Giants aren't going to win many games. Let's face it. I mean, if you lose to the Saints,
we knew they were going to have a terrible season.
yeah, and they know that as well. So what's the point in trying to go? Oh yeah, we can make a big difference if we fire them now and get in. Unless they've got an amazing
might even wait till the
assistant
end
head
of the season.
coach or they've got somebody underneath who's like really ready to rock and roll instantly. Then there's no point. I'd rather do it, especially by that time, week 13, week 14. You know, they're going to be probably 10-2, something like that at that point. Sorry, 2-10. Sorry, 2-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-10, something like that. So then you fire their ass. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be in the top 3 again, aren't they? With a 2-10 record after 12. So you might. That's when you fire both their asses. That includes Shane. That includes Dayball and everybody else who's actually a load of shit that Mara thinks is a load of shit. So if it's going to happen in season, it'll be around that time, week 12, 13.
Well, they're currently in NFL draft order as 8th on a 1-4 record, but that's tied with Cleveland, who are the number 2 pick.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So at the
Yeah.
moment, it's
Giants
the
are gonna
Jets
be
on
up there.
Jets on 0-5, then Cleveland 1-4, Baltimore 1-4, Miami 1-4, New Orleans 1-4, Vegas 1-4,
That's the biggest
Tennessee,
shock for me, the Ravens,
Miami,
how
and
bad they've been.
Baltimore.
Fuck,
It's because but their defense.
I understand.
aren't
I know I'm
tackling.
decimated. Yeah, decimated with injuries. I know that.
But their defense isn't tackling. The
because
quarterback
they've got no
obviously
good
is
players
not.
there. They're all injured.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it?
But yeah,
they are pretty bad. They are pretty bad.
Think about this though, right? I mean, the Giants' next kind of 4 games, right? Eagles tonight,
Oof.
away at Broncos. Then they got Eagles again.
That's 3 defeats.
49ers after that. Then away at the
Possibly 4
Bears.
defeats.
Then they got the Packers.
5.
Then they got the Lions.
6. They ain't winning
And then they
any
go.
of them
Then away at
games.
the Pats. So by their bye, they've got a murderer's row of teams right there.
They're not
you're lucky.
winning any of them games.
If they're winning one game out of all that, they're lucky. If they
Yeah.
win any one of those games,
The only one I could look at there potentially that they could pull a win away is the Bears,
and even then, that's away.
and that's
Yeah,
well,
that's-
no, then, and then the Patriots.
The Pats,
that's
they went to
straight-
Buffalo and won,
That's what I'm saying. They
and it's
yeah.
at the Pats as well, and it's away at
No,
the Pats.
no,
so
no
they're not
chance.
winning there either. That's what I mean. And they're away at the Lions. They go home to the Packers,
Oof,
at the Bears, at home to the Niners,
possibly.
away at the Broncos, away at the Eagles, and only tonight they're at home. So, like, mate, it's like, and they're playing the Eagles tonight.
No
That's what I'm
chance.
saying. They are going to be at very best 2-11 at that point. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to win shit. So that'll be the time where you go,
They
Bye-bye.
could be the number 1
Dable.
overall pick then.
they could be. I mean, definitely, they might even be 1 and what would it be? 1 and 13? Yeah, 1 and 13 at that point.
Oh my
1 and
word.
13, that'd be awful, but that would be the case, wouldn't it? Week 13. No, so it'd be 1 and 12, wouldn't it? Week 13. Yeah, so 1 and 12, and that's the bye week. So that'd be the perfect time to lose, to cut those chumps off. Dayball and Shane.
See ya.
See ya. Yeah, exactly. And that's just how it's going to be. I mean, that's awful. That's a bad schedule because they've had it easier at the start. You say they had an easier start, but he still lost to most of the games. So
1:15 in the morning start for us on Tuesday morning, Scouts for our game.
oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the only ones I hate is the night
I
games.
hate
like,
the Monday nights game. I hate
the
and Thursday
four
nights.
games aren't too bad. 9 o'clock start for us, 9:30, something like that. That's
They're
okay.
okay.
You finish about 12:30. That's fine. But yeah, the 1:15 starts and you're finishing at 5 in the morning. That's brutal. You know what I mean?
It's awful, isn't it?
And even gay, even like people like, is it James? Is it? He lives in Germany.
James is in Germany.
He's got an extra hour than us, so so it's even nastier for him. It's just brutal. It's brutal, man.
At least with the Aussies in a way, they can watch it in the lunchtime, can't they?
Yeah, it's exactly 11 o'clock
It's like-
kickoff in the morning over there on the Monday. Oh, sorry, for them be the Tuesday. But yeah, man, it's they've got the chance, man.
It's grim, innit? It is
Oh.
grim. 5 weeks tomorrow for Madrid. Wow, that's
Come along fast,
quick.
isn't it, man? It's come along fast, and we
Yeah,
better
it's
be
come along.
4-0 by the time that comes in. We better be 4-0 at that point when we come in
What,
to Madrid.
Off these games, these next games, yeah.
Yeah.
we'll
So,
see,
yeah,
we'll
so
see.
yeah, be 4-0 from this week onwards. We better be 4-0.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, mate. That just about does us. Before we go, quick prediction then. Any ideas of what you think the score's going to be?
Yeah, I think we win. I think we win this one.
A win, yeah.
I think fuck the Bears. I think
And the Hail Mary. Their fans are
Yeah.
atrocious, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know where this fake rivalry's come from after the Hail Mary.
because of
but,
the Caleb and the JD thing. It's like, mate,
No.
Caleb, you're not in the same league, mate. You're not in the same league as JD. Just don't even attempt. Don't even think you are. I mean, look, you see all the fucking all the kind of practice throws that he can't even throw from 5 yards away into the squares, into the nets.
Yes.
It's like, mate, you are shit. Like, this guy is like, besides Jalen Hurts, he's probably the second worst passer in the league. In the pocket. Maybe outside the pocket he's not, but in the pocket, yeah.
Browning.
He is awful. He's fucking shite, mate. He's so overrated, it's unreal, man.
Okay.
He's good in the run and throwing the ball in the run, like prime Wilson type player. But anything in the pocket, mate, he's gaff. He's fucking gaff, mate. He's just like
What's
Hurts.
your prediction, mate?
That's an interesting point.
I know. Would I
Would
trade
you trade for Giants edge rusher? They made it as well. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, Thibodeau would be a cheap one because the other two are quite expensive.
Yeah, they are. But they've been on big contracts, Brian Burns.
Yeah, Brian Burns got a huge contract here, so he won't be moving anywhere. But Thibodeau's interesting because he's a bit hit and miss at Giants. Sometimes he's great, next minute he's not. But I think in the right scheme, I think he'd be a lot better. So Thibodeau will be interesting. He'd probably get him quite cheap as well. But that'd be interesting.
What are you going for
predictions. Then? Predictions. We win, and we win by 10.
By 10, but what's your score?
We win by 10. Doesn't matter. 30 to 4, 30 to 20, 40 to 30. Now I'm going to go. I'm going to 24-14.
24-14. Quite a low scoring game, that. I'm going to say 41-10. I'm going to fucking bang
41-10?
Yeah, start to finish. I think we're going to absolutely destroy him.
It'd be nice to see Caleb crying on the sideline with his black fingernails. Yeah, I'd just love to see it. I'd just love to see it.
Don't you? The things you love to see.
It. Yeah. Painted fingernails.
That just about does us. Mr. Caleb himself. We'll be back the same time next week. Please join us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the lovely good stuff. Thank you all in the chat. Everyone who's put a question in. Thanks Tim Towner for putting questions in on X. You can go and find us on X. Scouse has got his up on there. Go and give him a follow. I am Scotty H84. So by all means, come and give us a shout. Thank you all for being in the chat with us. We appreciate you. And Yam, yeah, you were late, but thank you for being here. There's nothing like tardiness, mate. We appreciate it. So yeah, that about does us, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.